Good morning, happy Easter, and I'm very excited and very much in a rush, so let's just get started. No time for chit chat this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with priming my eyes. I'm actually going to use this Juvia's Place primer again. I've only tried it once, so we're going to give this another go, and I'm going to use much less product than I did last time. It didn't crease or anything, it looked really good, but as you saw last time, it was all over the place. I think for the eyes today, I am like just gonna do like pastels. I pulled out my Lost in Los Angeles palette from BH. And I think we're just gonna kind of use that. I'm not gonna try to deepen anything up. Just gonna make it really poppy. Okay, now so far with a lot less product on, that looks much better than yesterday. It looks a lot smoother. Like I said, everything worked on top of it, but to blend it out was a lot of work. I definitely used too much yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and put my brows on with my Wonder Brow that I'm panning. Need to trim my brows up. I noticed that yesterday, like right here, they're really thick. They need a little bit of a trim. We're gonna go ahead and set the brows. They're not looking fantastic today, but that seems to be the way of it. When you're in a hurry and you're just trying to do your normal routine and all of a sudden like nothing is working. Nothing is working properly. Okay, we'll leave them like that. I'm going to go ahead and prime with this Milani Prime and Protect, just because I'm probably going to be outside a bit today. And this has a little bit of extra sunscreen. I am already wearing sunscreen, but you know, if you know you're going to be out and about, just going to blend that in. I think for foundation, I'm actually going to use the Pacifica Alight foundation. I've only used this once when I got it, and it's kind of looking a little springy with the bottle and stuff here. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And I have like nails on, so I don't necessarily want to put it on my finger. So I'm going to put one pump on the brush, and then I'm going to dot that on my face first, and then we'll blend it in. I don't remember much about this foundation, but I liked it, I think. The shade match was pretty good. I do remember that much. I wonder if this has sunscreen in it. It kind of smells like it. Did I say that last time? I feel like I did. That up into the hairline. Make sure we're all blended out. I wasn't really wanting something full coverage today, because I feel like when you're out in the sunlight and stuff, you don't want it to be too heavy. Like that's when I want to go for a lighter coverage, because in daylight is when it really is going to show everything. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my Revlon Candid in the shade 015 Light. I've only used this shade once. I have the shade Sand as well. And I think I have one even darker than that, but oh, it's the washing machine. I heard water running and I was like, nobody else is here. I have the washer running. Let that set for just a minute. We'll go ahead and pick out some powder. I think for powder, I'm going to try this Tatcha powder again, the Silk powder. I've only used this the time or two. I don't have really strong feelings about it yet either way. The shade Sand is a really good match for me. Like it's not yellowy or anything. I got this one in the clearance section the other day, and I thought I'd give it a try. I was always hesitant to get it because it looks so much more yellow in the store. See, I don't feel like it looks really yellow in person. This is the one I have on right now. So this is the one I usually buy, and then I even have the one in my actual foundation shade, and this is really dark on my under eyes. I feel like it's almost deeper than the foundation itself, honestly. It's not as yellow as I was imagining it would be. But this is looking really nice so far. Okay, for under my eyes, I'm actually going to use the Clean Fresh powder, and then I'll use the Tatcha all over the rest of my face. So we'll go ahead and go under the eyes with the Clean Fresh. I was really impressed with this powder. I think it's really blurring. I would have to say CoverGirl is probably my favorite drugstore brand, honestly. But I think CoverGirl just has, like, not their eyeshadows and everything like that, but their base products are just good for me. I don't know. You know, they just work. Like the shades, the tones, the products tend to be really good. They can be a little outdated sometimes, but overall, I kind of feel like it's one of my favorite drugstore brands. All right, we're going to go with this tiny Tatcha powder. That kind of stuck right there, didn't it? Whoops. Let me try dusting it a little bit more. I feel like patting with this is not the way to go. Let me try dusting it on. There is definitely visible sparkle in this, Like there's a chunk right there. You can see it in the center of my forehead. It kind of took off the coverage. I think I like the primer and the lip mask that I forgot to put on. I'll put that on in a second. But the powder for me, it's just the texture of it. I think it's that kind of loose powder like this that picks up my foundation, and it's not great on my skin. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the product itself. It's just products like that do that to my skin. Does that make sense? So I'm not necessarily mad at it for what it is, but I don't think it's a product for my skin type. I don't know. I feel like it looked better without powder in general. I feel like everything looks a little bit cakey now. Like that foundation was kind of working on its own, and now it just looks... Okay, so the verdict is still out on the Tatcha powder. It's not been a favorite thing for me. We're going to go in with some contour powder. Of course, our Kevin Aquan. It is a beautiful sunny day out today. Should be perfect for some Easter egg hunting. It was a little chilly. I was letting the dog out this morning, but that's okay as long as it's sunny. Put a jacket on, you know? As long as it's not raining, like it feels like it is 90% of the time during Easter. Here. Easter and Halloween, you just never know what weather you're going to get. You know, your pretty spring Easter dress and you got your winter coat still over it. Or you have your really cool Halloween costume, but you got to, you know, be able to layer underneath. Because you just never know. For bronzer, I think I'm going to use my little tiny butter bronzer I have here. I have this one in a full size. So I pulled this out and I'm like, I probably should just try to... Probably should just try to overdo my bronzer like crazy. I feel like the big one is not this pigmented. Whoa. Alright, it's blending. It's blending. That got out of hand. Like that was one. I've not dipped back in here yet. Okay. That's alright. It's okay. That's okay, that's okay. So I guess we'll have to take it down the neck now. Gotta make everything match. Okay, that blended out nicely. It is a little more than I was anticipating putting on today, but it blended nicely. I feel like that's gonna look cute. Onto some blush. I feel like today I have to use my Too Faced because it has the little tiny bunnies in it. Like, how cute is this? I'll probably have to layer this with something else. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that because that is a very, very, very lightly pigmented blush. I think I'll go with this Profusion liquid blush actually and put this on first. And then, oh, let me get my brush out first. This dries pretty quickly. Learned that the hard way. And then I'll put this over, put that powder blush over the top. It almost looks like it's picking it up right there. It definitely looks like that, and I've not had that issue with this. Maybe it doesn't work with this foundation. Maybe it's those powders. It's the thing about makeup, you know. If you have a lot and you're doing different combinations, some things just don't work together. And maybe your favorite product just doesn't work with something else. You never know until you try. So we've now tried, and this is not working. Just want to be nice and flushed and bright today. What's that sound? Well, that was just my neighbors being very loud, I guess. Whew! I'm running down the stairs. Got on a little bit of this Too Faced blush over the top. Just took a little bit of this powder on my microfiber sponge onto the center of my face. For highlighter, I'm going to dip into my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Lilac. The whole entire, the pan is still in here. It all just fell out of the pan. What? Okay. Let me put this back in, I guess. What in the world? Yeah, the whole thing just came out, but like not in the pan. It all just fell out of the pan. Goodness, it didn't break. Fell right on my dress. Do you remember how I said when you're in a hurry, like nothing works out? that is happening right now. So, we're going to take the Becca in, what is this shade even? Lilac Geode. And we're going to carefully highlight the cheeks. Never had that happen. That was interesting. Yeah, there's something about the combination of things I have on today, and I'm feeling really textured in the center of the face. I will probably go in with a setting spray here in a second, maybe before I try my eyeshadow. I think we'll go in with the Flora, floral scented. Honestly, I feel like sometimes setting sprays emphasize the pores, so we'll see how this goes. As I've said before, this smells like a hairspray I had. It's not like, it's not so hairspray that it's like, ugh. But it's one of those like in the little pumps rather than like an aerosol. So it was like meant to smell good. It was supposed to be less aggressive than a regular hairspray. Okay, for eyeshadow, I'm going to dip into this Lost in Los Angeles palette. And we're going to go really, really simple here. I'm going to do like 2 shades, like one on the lid, one under the eye is kind of where I'm going with this. The dress I have on is like multicolors, kind of a little everything, so I feel like I can get away with anything I really want to do today and look put together. I think I'm going to take the 405, this orangey matte shade, kind of in the crease. Very pretty, very springy. Now I think under the eye, I kind of want to go with the green shade. But I also feel like I wore like pink and green underneath the eye the other day. Yeah, I think we'll kind of do both. I'm going to take the shade Dreamer, which is this minty shade, in the outer corner, about halfway across the bottom. Okay, there's that. Then, is it even? Okay. Take a little bit more. Right there. Then I'm going to take the shade Abbott Kinney onto the middle. It's kind of a pinky purple shade. Purple. It's really pigmented. And these are all really showing up. I mean, you can see that. How well they're showing up in the bottom. Down here is not even like a tacky base. It's just my concealer, and I had already set it, so. Where from here? Let's see. Because I definitely want something like on the inner corner, and I definitely want something on the lid. So, let's see. I think I'm going to take Melrose, which is the shimmery purple, all over the lid. And I normally do, you know, like a deeper outer corner and all that stuff. We're not doing that today. Just working with what's in this palette and just going for all the pastels. Just kind of blending it up into that orange. Nothing too dramatic there. In the center of the lid, I'm going to take the Hills down here, which is this lighter shade on the center. Definitely lightened everything up. And on the inner corner, I'm going to take, I kind of want to use this matte white, but I also kind of will pull this green back in because it's kind of out here by itself. So, I think I'm going to do a dab of the green. Just like that. And then go over it with that white shade in the corner. To really lighten it up. Make it a more minty shade. And we'll just kind of blend that up into the orange. To be kind of seamless here. Okay. I'm kind of really enjoying this. I think I'm going to take this and go back in with the 405. Just to kind of, my neighbors are excited about something, I'll tell you what. Okay. I think that's good for the eyes right now. I like it. I think it looks different. It's pastel. This feels festive to me. Thumbs up. Okay. I will say my face already looks shiny. Like, I feel set. There's nothing tacky, but it looks shiny today. So that's just, I guess, how we're going to be. I'm going to take a little more of that Too Faced blush and add a little more of that to go with the eyes. Eyeliner, we're going in with our mint green in the shade Fresh. Love these LA Girl ones. They're so easy to sharpen. Really good for a really long time. I've never had to repurchase any of these yet. You know, if I run out, I will immediately. Look at that. Very, very pastel. This is not what I normally would do. I think I'm even going to skip eyeliner for today. I don't want to add like any darkness really. I want it to be really bright, really poppy. So I'm going to curl the lashes, add some mascara. I am out of time and I need to be gone, but I want to put on some bedazzlements. So I think I'm going to use these little jewels again. I was going to use the pearls, but I think I'm just going to go with these. I actually wore them yesterday and I told you I'd let you know, and they stayed on all day. It was later in the day when I got ready, but I had to peel them off when I went to bed. You know, I mean, they didn't fall off. I was out and about, and I even told my husband, I said, if you notice that any of these are gone, let me know. I want to know how long they're lasting. He said, okay, I can do that. Throughout the day, he was keeping me posted, you know. So they stayed on for some grocery shopping, for some high winds yesterday. They stayed in place. They looked cute. And there was no irritation. There was no problem getting the glue on or off. And I really like the size of these actually better than some of the eye ones because I feel like they are smaller. The noise sounds like it is right outside my back door. It's not, because I went outside and looked. It sounds like they are on my back porch. Alright, we're going to go in with a little bit more mascara. Okay, we're going to let all that dry and then I'll scrape off what's on my eyelid that's not supposed to be. In the meantime, let's try to get these jewels off of here without losing them all. I have fake nails on today. And I didn't yesterday, I struggled enough, so let's find out. Okay, I got that mascara everywhere. One of my neighbors, their kids are like grown. You know, they're like late teenagers. And they were out Easter egg hunting last year. It was cute. It made me think of me and my siblings. You know, we still do it as adults. You know, our kids will go out and do it and then they'll hide them for us. You're never too old for Easter egg hunting. I would definitely recommend buying multiple packs simply because I have lost 1,000 of these now. Okay, I'm gonna push all of them on. Probably a little much for quite a few people, and that's okay. Like I'm loving this trend. I think I'm gonna go in with this Lancome. Like, look how pretty that tube is. It's just this light pink, kind of nudie pink shade. And here is our finished pastel Easter look. I absolutely think this is so cute. It is not what I would normally do. It's, you know, I normally have to have that deeper color in the outer corner and, you know, maybe even the inner corner. So just the full pastel I'm really, really feeling today. It just feels festive. It feels appropriate for the weather. Don't know if my fur lined sweater does, but the color was working. So this is a different look than we would normally do. Looks a little like sci-fi with these right here, I think. But anyways, with that, I have to get out of here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you will subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.